Good afternoon. Admiral makes the 7 1/4 24 tooth saw blades. They also make a good 40 tooth. These are great saw blades. I went and got a new one. I buy these about 5 at a time. They are carbide tipped, and there's just a normal saw blade, one's tooth set each way as it goes. They're 7 1/4. 24 tooth is for framing. I do a lot of woodwork, and I do some framing. When I do framing, I just want a blade that works. I don't have to have anything fancy or expensive. And for the price of these, if it only does half the life of a DeWalt blade, I'm okay with that. Occasionally Harbor Freight will have these blades for $3.99 a blade, and I'll pick up about 5 of them and use them. One in a circular saw will do me for a long time, because I don't use a circular saw that much. But they advertise them as a thin kerf blade, and they are a thin kerf. So I will actually put these in my table saw when I need a thin kerf blade. I'll buy these and put them in my table saw, and then stack them like a dado blade. Offset the teeth, and while they're 24 carbide teeth, when you stack them like this and offset them, you get like 3 times the teeth because they're offset. So they work well for that. I have a dado blade, but I still do this. But if you need a thin blade on your table saw, this works really well. And for $3.99, you can't hardly beat this. I think you have to pay $5.99 for the 40 tooth. I went and got a new one. I always have a spare. I didn't want to get the used ones. I'll show you. But for $3.99 for a 24 tooth 7 1/4, I think that's a great deal. Use it quite a bit, and I don't see teeth breaking off. If you use them in really hard wood, they dull somewhat quickly. But at $3.99 a piece, no big deal. These use carbide teeth that have a point on each side as the teeth are set. I took several of these and filed those flat, so when I use them like with a dado, cuts a flat hole through the wood. So if you need them for a circular saw, they're a great deal. If you want to use a thin kerf on your table saw, they're a good deal. At $3.99, they're relatively cheap, and if you would get a bad one, although I never have, but if you would get a bad one, $3.99, no big deal. So anyway, I recommend these if you know the limitations and they fit your needs. Well worth the price.